What's up, guys? It's Denise Salcedo, and I am at EXPO LUCHA, and standing with me right now is one half of WARBEAST, Josef. Josef, first of all, thank you so much for coming out here and talking to me here today. I know this has been an interview in the making.
It has. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for giving me a platform as well.
So now there's several things I want to talk to you about, but first of all, you guys just killed it out there on the first show here at EXPO LUCHA. So I gotta know, did you think that WARBEAST would be as successful as it's become when it first started?
You know, I wasn't thinking that way when it first started. It was just a fun thing to do with me and FATU. I needed to maneuver FATU a certain way at the time, and Brody King came into it, and then Brody has since moved on. Started off with me and Brody as a tag team, and then FATU as a singles, and then me and FATU became the tag team. It's just been a blast. So everything we've gotten and the success we've had is just icing on the cake. It's just, I wasn't expecting it, is the short answer.
Yeah, that's the short answer, right? So now, I gotta know, you guys put on some violent, some of the bloodiest bras out there, some that we don't even really see anymore in wrestling nowadays. So I wanna know, how do you guys keep it out? How do you guys keep it unique, I guess you can say, and keep it, keep it so that where everybody's just like hot for it?
We don't do things per se just to do them. We kind of create a feeling. So we create like this feeling of volatile, it's a dangerous atmosphere. So I think that the people are able to take that feeling home with them, so they connect to what we do a lot better than if we just did specific spots. Just to, it's something we build something in a completely different way, and it's been successful for us. And it's a formula that I've been developing for years and years. Seeing it being done by the masters, the Bruiser Brodies, the Kevin Sullivans, Stan Hansen, Abdullah the Butchers, the Samoans. So I've just paid attention, and it's kind of a nod to the old school wild man style that I've always loved and I was a huge fan of. So it's really I get the feels from it too. It's something that
I gravitated towards it.
Totally.
It's funny because you say that, and I know that the second that you walk out of that ring, especially I just witnessed it right now. The second you guys come out, it's this new energy, like this new force, and you come in and you throw the chairs, and I'm like, oh, this is serious now. So you sort of feel that passion that you're sort of talking about right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do. Is we build a dangerous atmosphere, so it feels very unpredictable, and I think the fans they like that feeling. That's why you go to horror movies. That's why you go on roller coasters. And that's why I became a professional wrestling fan. So yeah, it's just the style that I gravitate towards, and FATU is a natural at.
So I gotta ask you about FATU. He just goes out there and he does some things that are crazy athletic and just like mind-blowing. I gotta know, is there stuff that when he goes out there and he does that, you're still sort of like, what? Did that just happen? Yeah,
I mean, he's so athletically gifted, it's not even funny. He's just one of the most natural talents I've ever witnessed, and the fact that I share a ring with him, and I've taken FATU under my wing, and we travel together. And I've been around for 21 years, and he's fairly new, but he was brought in by guys like Gangrel, who Gangrel was a interesting sidebar. Gangrel was a Blackheart, and he trained FATU. I was trained by Dave Johnson, who was the other Blackheart, and coincidentally enough, now we're a tag team, so we come from this very similar school, and it's the school of Boris Malenko. And it's that old school psychology-based wrestling and building characters and danger and et cetera, what we've already,
Yeah, I love the mix. So now I'm going to go ahead and change gears now, talking about WARBEAST, but now we need to talk about PCW Ultra. So a couple of years ago, maybe like 3 years ago or so, I went to one of your guys' shows, and then I kept seeing the development, the progress from the first show that I went to the next ones that I went to. And I got to tell you, it went from walking in, watching a show and enjoying it, to walking in and like there being so many people just going absolutely nuts for the product. Now, there's so many SoCal indies out like that really top notch. A lot of them that are, very, very popular. But PCW Ultra has managed to sell out the same nights as other big SoCal indies. That's obviously got to be a testament to you, some of the guys that you're bringing in, and the work that you guys are putting in. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's basically a management position for me, and my team is incredible. Every single time we had somebody in the course of the 4 years that we've been around that just didn't work out or didn't gel with the team, we were really, really in tune with that. So we made sure that everybody fit together, everybody had their own lane, everybody could bring to the product what they're an expert at. And we just got a real cool vibe there. We got great people, and we work really, really hard. And we have a tight, clean show with the best wrestlers in the world. We offer everything as far as legends, women, lucha, British catch style, Japanese pro wrestling, everything, hardcore. So we have every single aspect of the full spectrum of professional wrestling. And it's working. It's a great concept. It's a clean, neat show that doesn't go too long. Everything. There's a lot of care put into it. A lot of our promotional team is exceptional. Our partners that we work with, like Defy in Seattle, MLW, PCW in Arizona, and other companies that we're going to bring on with us. It's just a group effort of really passionate people that love pro wrestling and put a lot of heart and soul into what they do.
So now, I'm glad that you mentioned that you bring in guys that, are of all sorts of different styles. So I want to know, how do you kind of keep your pulse on these? Like, how do you, search for talent to bring onto your show to sort of keep that variety and that mixture?
Well, I mean, I definitely keep an ear to the grindstone. I'm on the road, so I get to see people in different environments. I get to see reactions from different crowds. Whether a Chicago crowd is different than a Dallas crowd is different than a Florida crowd, and et cetera, on and on and on. I keep a pulse on it. I'm able to see these guys live, I do the work, I do my job, and I never stop. I'm 24/7, whether it's with PCW. We just developed a new TV show, so every Friday we're doing a show called Mutiny. It's right now it's on YouTube, so it releases every Friday on YouTube at 10 a.m. Pacific. This episode was ACH against Dragon Lee. We've had WARBEAST against the Lucha Brothers, Tessa Blanchard against Jordan Grace, and on and on. I mean, the best of the best. So that's on and popping, and we're currently looking towards Wrestle Summit 2, which was a huge show we did with multiple companies, and it was just a lot of fun for our fans. We're thinking about touring that brand, so you might see it in the East Coast, you might see it in the Pacific Northwest, so you're gonna have to find out. We're looking at possibly the end of November, December for that. So Wrestle Summit 2, look out for that. And just doing the thing,
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited. Like, even just hearing you some of the names that you mentioned for the YouTube channel, I was like, okay, I need to watch that. Wrestle Summit 2. I'm excited for it already, because even when I first heard the announcements of the Wrestle Summit, thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you. So, like, when I first saw that Wrestle Summit was a thing, I remember looking at my fiance and thinking, all these companies are working together. This is cool. Yeah. I need to be there. And that's part of the change in wrestling climate. Companies working together. Yeah,
it's a real interesting thing, because for everything the internet kind of hurt, which it's technology, we're evolving in so many ways to go into that, but for all the times the internet kind of messed up the business by opening the curtain, lifting the curtain. Also, it connects everybody in a way that if you use it for good and you figure out how to everybody to benefit off of it and everybody to eat. Business is real simple. Two people come together, or two companies come together, they shake hands. If they both walk away happy, they're going to come back and shake hands again. If one feels slighted, then you're not going to do business anymore. So it's not really that difficult. It actually being a jerk is a hard work, So just being cool is pretty easy, So in this climate, everybody is more apt to working together. Where 10 years ago, 20 years ago, which I was around. People held their stuff. They wanted to just control their own thing, and they wanted to act like there was nothing else going on in the wrestling universe. Now wrestling is kind of broken off into genres, and it's like you could see comedy wrestling, you could see adult wrestling, you could see family wrestling, you could see lucha. I mean, you could see it's like music now, to where it's like it's truly turned into something unique, even more so than it was in the beginning. Which, how much more of a unique business can you have than pro wrestling?
You said it perfectly, and it's very exciting to see where the future of pro wrestling will go. And just with EXPO Lucha itself, with so many promotions here today, you know, showcasing their talent, etc. So, Joseph, thank you so much for talking to me today. It was a really awesome. Honestly, we can talk for hours, as there's still a million questions I would be dying to ask you. So, Joseph, thank you so much for talking to me today. Guys, we're here at EXPO Lucha. This is Joseph, and we'll see you guys later.